I speak to you now with urgency, calling you to defend the peace within your home. Shadows of conflict lurk where misunderstandings grow. Guard against harsh words, for they invite heartbreak to dwell among you. Seek my guidance whenever discord threatens your bonds, trusting that compassion can dispel looming gloom. Let your home reflect a place of refuge and warmth, where kindness triumphs over strife and no tragedy can take hold. Stand assured, my care stands guard, yes. Open your heart to the truth that resentment breeds turmoil. By choosing forgiveness, you release the weight that pushes loved ones apart. My presence fortifies your resolve in the face of unspoken hurts. Lean on this infinite grace and watch how bitterness recedes. When tension arises, speak with gentle honesty, for healing cannot flourish when anger is left to fester. Choose mercy, so your dwelling remains guarded against ruin. Offer your cares, for I renew hearts, fortifying lasting faith. I witness the hidden battles that test your unity. Trust in my promise to guide you toward reconciliation and understanding. Even the smallest gesture of kindness can halt the spread of discord. Let love be the language you share, uprooting every seed of animosity before it grows. I stand ready to help you overcome the snare of pride. In the shelter of unwavering faith, you secure a refuge free from the devastation that lurks beyond. Dear son, I would really appreciate your help in liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell. I will be forever grateful to you for this. In moments when tempers flare, remember that soft answers pacify the storm. Harshness gives authority to chaos, but empathy restores order. Stand firm against the impulse to retaliate, for that path leads only to deeper wounds. My light pierces every doubt, ensuring that fear cannot dwell where hope abounds. By honoring one another with patience and respect, you build walls of security no threat can break. I call you to strengthen these bonds that shield your household from despair. Speak life into weary hearts, and let every interaction mirror divine concern. Show kindness in the face of hostility, for compassion disarms the fiercest conflict. Do not allow bitterness to take root, lest tragedy flourish. If you trust my power to safeguard this haven, type, I stand in faith, knowing grace prevails here. Stay vigilant, for small rifts can widen if you let neglect and anger linger. Be prompt in mending misunderstandings, thereby denying misfortune any ground. Turn to me with your anxieties, certain that I renew your courage in turbulent times. When frustration tempts you to speak harshly, pause and recall that gentleness prevails. Unity grows where kindness is nurtured, securing your home from the hidden dangers fueled by fear. Dear son, I would really appreciate your help in liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell. I will be forever grateful to you for this. I see the silent tears and sense the unspoken burdens. Bring them to me, and I will ease what you cannot carry alone. My strength is made perfect in your vulnerable moments, closing every breach that might let tragedy in. Decide each day to show compassion rather than judgment, that your relationships remain fortified against despair. Where humility abounds, lasting connection flourishes, keeping heartbreak from finding an open door. Let gratitude be your armor in all circumstances. By counting blessings rather than dwelling on offenses, you shift the atmosphere from tension to harmony. My presence meets you where praise abounds, silencing the voices that seek to sow discord. Resist cynicism, for it only deepens the divide. Resolve to speak words that uplift, turning potential strife into grounds for unity. This vigilance deflects the arrows of turmoil. Remember that conflict often grows when hearts close off. Keep lines of communication open even when wounds sting. By humbly listening before speaking, you reflect my love that transforms grudges into forgiveness. Trust that, in my perfect timing, broken bridges can be rebuilt. I yearn to see every household free from division. Hold tightly to patience, and you will find the strength to protect your precious sanctuary from unseen harm. You stand as a beacon of hope for those within your walls. Even one act of kindness can extinguish fear before it takes hold. Let your life become a testament to divine goodness, proving that faith quells the storms that threaten your bonds. Where tension rears its head, respond with warmth, ensuring catastrophe never gains ground. If you believe in my guiding power, type, I welcome divine assurance into this home forever. I remind you now that generosity of spirit can repel the gloom of resentment. By giving time, support, and understanding, you seal the cracks where despair might seep in. My love reaches into every hidden corner, restoring hope where doubt flourishes. Seek my counsel when confusion arises, for clarity casts out the shadows that breed conflict. Your gracious actions stand as a fortress, safeguarding all who dwell under your roof. Let every conversation be marked by sincerity, for pretenses feed suspicion. When you speak from honesty, you reflect the light that dissolves suspicion. In a world prone to harshness, your gentle approach reveals my sustaining grace. Extend a listening ear, and you quiet the voices that push for hostility. Tread carefully with each word, lest you spark unnecessary tension. Remember, any spark left untended can ignite irreversible ruin. I watch every struggle, and I stand prepared to lift the burden weighing on your soul. Turn to me in quiet moments, and I will supply the wisdom you need. Recognize that grudges harm both the offended and the offender. Set them down for good, and experience the freedom that fosters genuine reconciliation. Love, in its purest form, grants immunity from the tragedy that division can bring. Let my presence sustain you always. Dear son, I would really appreciate your help in liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell. I will be forever grateful to you for this. Compassion is the key that unlocks hearts sealed by past pain. By extending kindness where bitterness might otherwise grow, you transform possible conflicts into opportunities for closeness. My guidance flows where forgiveness is practiced, renewing hope that alienation could extinguish. Keep your dwelling safe by making space for honest conversations, free of condemnation. In this way, you drive out fear and secure a realm of lasting affection. Lift your gaze above the chaos, and trust that I orchestrate healing when you choose unity over discord. Disputes can occur, but let them not linger into resentment. My mercy is more potent than regret, offering renewal every day. When trouble knocks, greet it with a steadfast resolve to protect the love you share. If you trust me to uphold this devotion, type, I affirm this bond, and no tragedy shall prevail here. Speak calm into every heated moment, and watch as tempers dwindle. Harsh words injure more than the intended target, they also create cracks in your foundation. Shield your home by exercising restraint in volatile times. My power flows where humility triumphs over the impulse to dominate. Set pride aside, and let kindness shape your responses. By sowing respect in all you do, you erect walls that calamity cannot breach. Pause whenever doubt invades, and remember that I stand with you, offering assurance. Worry robs you of insight and fosters misunderstandings that breed chaos. Instead, invite my wisdom to guide each decision and see how turmoil recedes. Patience is your ally, warding off the rash actions that lead to regret. Choose gentleness, for it paves the way toward genuine healing. In this mindful approach, you secure your loved ones under my shelter. Every life carries wounds and hidden fears. Recognizing this truth brings empathy to the forefront, disarming hostility before it morphs into full-blown conflict. I yearn to bring solace to broken spirits, bridging gaps that once seemed unbridgeable. Let compassion govern your interactions, transforming tension into deeper unity. Those who adopt kindness find they are shielded from ruin, for harmony repels the very seeds of destruction. Let your household be a haven where sincerity thrives and fear cannot dwell. By opening your heart to correction and growth, you remove footholds where envy takes root. My direction is always at hand for those who seek it humbly. Stand firm in truth, rejecting the deception of bitterness that gnaws at relationships. A spirit dedicated to uplifting others protects against the tragedies that complacency invites into your midst. Dear son, I would really appreciate your help in liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell. I will be forever grateful to you for this. You hold the power to influence every soul under your roof by exhibiting steadfast mercy. Restrain harsh judgments and watch trust bloom where suspicion might have soared. Let me guide you in moments of uncertainty, illuminating the safest path. Above all, persevere in humility, for it brings stability that chaos cannot endure. If you desire this sustaining peace, type, I unite my heart with divine wisdom now. Words can either kindle anguish or spark hope. Be ever mindful of your tongue, for it has the capacity to build or to shatter. I counsel you to offer encouragement even when disappointment weighs on your thoughts. By choosing empathy, you shift outcomes away from tragedy and toward lasting healing. Trust that I empower each caring act. In the quiet dedication to compassion, you gain a bulwark that misfortune cannot penetrate. Look within the silence, for unspoken resentment can be louder than shouted arguments. Invite openness into every conversation, remembering that honesty disarms chaos at its roots. My guidance sweeps away confusion, allowing meaningful reconciliation to blossom. If conflict arises, lean on this promise: a humble heart can mend even the most painful fractures. With such determination, you keep your sanctuary free from the storms of relentless discord. Refrain from vengeance, for it feeds the cycle of despair. Extend grace where wounds still ache, and witness the shift from bitterness to acceptance. My spirit nurtures the broken places within each heart, urging forward movement into hope. When doubt hovers, remind yourself that faith sees beyond immediate strife. By allowing my compassion to shape your responses, you stand guard against the tragic outcomes that hatred craves. I speak these words to stir your understanding of the power you hold. Your choice to remain patient can break chains of anger before they tighten. Speak life over those around you, even when frustration tempts you otherwise. My presence revitalizes those who humbly seek it, filling hearts with determination to protect what truly matters. Let this resolve keep turmoil at bay, for where gentleness reigns, disaster finds no point of entry. Offer your burdens to me, and trust that I work on your behalf when situations feel dire. Do not grant fear the freedom to shape your future. Compassion and honesty form the bedrock of lasting security. Let strife dissipate under your careful watch, for a quarrel left unchecked can erupt into devastation. If you affirm this urgent calling, type, I cast out darkness and stand firm in endless light. Dear son, I would really appreciate your help in liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on the notification bell. I will be forever grateful to you for this. When arguments flare, recall that understanding can dissolve tension more swiftly than anger. By extending respect to those who oppose you, you preserve the fabric of shared dignity. I remain steadfast in my desire to restore every fractured link. Vigilance is vital. Watch for any hint of pride that may block healing. Trust in my unwavering love and see it replicate peace in every corner of your dwelling, leaving no room for calamity. Reflect often on the promise of renewed fellowship in times of trial. Encourage one another to address offenses openly and without shame. My compassion kindles within you the willingness to mend rifts rather than ignore them. In this way, you deny the seeds of alienation from ever blossoming into heartbreak. With each mindful step toward harmony, you reinforce the fortress that shields your beloved home from unspoken grief. Your home can radiate warmth when harmony is chosen in every circumstance. Even a subtle gesture of kindness can protect a loved one from succumbing to despair. I urge you to remember that no conflict is too great for restorative hope. Seek my direction when confusion clouds your path, for I am eager to clarify your vision. As you cling to empathy, you nullify the potential for ruin that breeds in hardened hearts. Be certain that words of gratitude carry remarkable power, casting out the gloom that feeds on discontent. By expressing thanks regularly, you generate an atmosphere where bitterness struggles to survive. Trust that I see the needs you cannot articulate. As long as you hold fast to grace and truth, your household remains secure from the devastations of hostility. Let your loyalty to each other stand as a barrier against impending harm. I implore you to remain united in love, guarding the sacred peace entrusted to you. Each day presents a new chance to show grace in moments of frustration. Walk in gentleness, refusing to give discord any space to root. My abiding strength sustains you when challenges intensify. If you accept this covenant of protection, type, I affirm these words and declare safety over my home. I see the burdens you carry, and I extend my unwavering support in every breath you take. Do not underestimate the power of quiet dedication to one another, for it guards against strife before it appears. By placing your trust in this guiding light, you deny calamity a chance to thrive. Remain alert to even the smallest signs of resentment, knowing that my hand upholds you. Tend these bonds lovingly, so discord never finds footing in your cherished home. Resist the temptation to withdraw when conflict arises, for isolation magnifies difficulties. Open communication clears misunderstandings and fuels cooperation. Let honesty illuminate the path forward, revealing my influence in each reconciliatory act. Gently correct those who have erred, and remain open when correction is offered to you. This mutual humility restores unity faster than anger, shielding your household from hidden dangers that lurk nearby. A home anchored in compassion can withstand adversity beyond measure. Let your words heal rather than sting, ensuring no bitterness can linger long. Extend kindness to those who feel unworthy, reminding them that love redeems every broken place. I stand ready to diffuse panic when times grow tense. In the act of helping each other, you testify that no misfortune can claim victory over hearts aligned with a sacred purpose, securely bound in mutual respect. When burdens press in, remember that I remain a constant presence. Seek me in your silent struggles, and I will restore your waning strength. Ill will grows where grievances are stored, so approach each hurt bravely, trusting in my grace to mend what's torn. Through empathy, you disarm resentments, stopping catastrophe before it sparks. Look to me for guidance, confident that tragedy loses power where gentle conviction patiently endures. Let diligence mark your efforts to preserve harmony. Pride may tempt you to shut others out, but that only fuels the tension that tragedy craves. Aim to bring warmth where coldness threatens your connection. Keep forgiveness at the forefront, for it disrupts the cycle of blame before it festers. If you believe in this renewing power, type, I commit to unity and accept divine shelter from discord. Remember that patience grants insight unavailable to those ruled by haste. Collect your thoughts rather than blurring words that may wound. My spirit works to reconcile your conflicts, guiding you toward wise resolutions. By pausing to consider another's viewpoint, you protect your relationships from growing distant. Even in turbulent times, remain steadfast, knowing that mindful cooperation can dissolve hostility, keeping every member safe from looming harm. Beware of doubts that whisper you must handle burdens alone. I strengthen those who admit their need for support, fortifying them with unshakable resilience. Tenderness and dialogue opens hearts hardened by pain. Communicate your cares openly, for unresolved grievances feed the fires of disaster. Be honest about your worries, seeking help before resentment grows. Cling to faith and witness how my quiet reassurance erodes potential threats to your happiness. Uplift those who grapple with guilt, for condemnation often drives souls deeper into despair. Instead, show the compassion that cracks the walls of shame. Let your words convey the grace I freely offer, turning fear into hope and separation into closeness. Should bitterness stir, remember that an earnest apology can break the cycle of hostility. Safeguard your dwelling by nurturing forgiveness, ensuring that conflict finds no seedbed in your home. Choose understanding over accusation, for each criticism left unchecked can spiral into conflict. Reflect on my unwavering patience with you, and emulate that virtue when tensions mount. Cherish the possibility of unity after disagreements. It offers glimpses of profound healing. I see beyond the surface anger, yearning to mend what sorrow has broken. Embrace sincerity, refusing to let suspicion thrive where trust could flourish. When you feel pulled toward harsh confrontation, pause and consult the quiet voice within that calls for gentleness. By placing love above self-interest, you weaken any scheme that aims to fracture your unity. Let each considerate moment remind you that compassion wards off calamity more effectively than any locked door. If you trust this gentle power, type, I uphold kindness and reject every form of destructive doubt. I speak into the silence of regret, urging you not to dwell on mistakes, but to learn from them. Each lesson creates a shield that blocks the momentum of future missteps. Reach for my guiding hand, trusting that new beginnings are always possible. Allow healing to reshape even your most painful memories into testimonies of courage. As you transform past wounds, bitterness evaporates, protecting your home from the ominous storms of lingering resentment. Stand beside those who endure sorrow, letting compassion be your banner. In offering comfort, you ensure despair cannot nest within weakened spirits. My love stands steadfast in every heartfelt gesture you extend, casting out the darkness that clings to hopelessness. Do not underestimate a quiet conversation or a gentle smile. Such acts bring rescue to souls standing on the brink of despair. Receive this promise and rest firmly in the security it provides. When voices clash, recall that clear understanding paves the road to peace. Address each concern without shaming those who hold it. By cooperating, you stifle the seeds of future resentment. Let your connections be fortified by a willingness to hear each other out. No matter the difficulty, I remain a beacon, guiding you toward better understanding. With every step toward harmony, you reinforce your defenses against impending sorrow. Forgiveness stands as the ultimate rebuke to cruelty, halting patterns of blame before they spread. Examine your motives carefully, ensuring you promote resolution, not retaliation. I encourage you to protect your household with thoughtful words and consistent patience. Pride can fracture relationships, so yield to empathy when tension flares. As you sow mercy, you reap a harvest of tranquility, safe from the storms fueled by unaddressed grudges. Rid yourself of the notion that you must always be right. True harmony rarely arises from unwavering stubbornness. A humble heart is flexible, bending gracefully without ever breaking. When anger escalates, soften your stance and invite compromise guided by integrity. If you rely on my sustaining hand to shield your home, type, I yield my pride and choose healing through gentle wisdom. Foster a climate where each member feels treasured, eliminating the urge to fight for validation. My presence enriches the love you share, reminding you that unity is worth defending. In an environment of mutual respect, seeds of discord struggle to root. Keep track of your blessings, so you do not lose sight of how my grace encircles you. Where gratitude thrives, contention finds no oxygen, and your sanctuary remains a fortress of enduring refuge. Recognize that fears can distort perception, making minor issues seem colossal. I stand ready to reveal the truth behind unsettling emotions. Face your doubts openly, and you disarm the enemies of peace long before they wreak havoc. Gently soothe anxious minds with affirmation, reflecting my guiding compassion. No tragedy can flourish in a home guarded by consistent empathy, where vigilance and kindness reinforce every bond with unbreakable care. Do not let defeatist thoughts seep into your conversations, for such seeds take root and spring into ruin. Instead, confront your uncertainties by seeking my sustaining wisdom. Each step away from cynicism clears a path for genuine hope to bloom. Remind one another of the promise that even small efforts bear fruit under my watch. With hearts fixed on a brighter outcome, you shield this sacred household from despair's destructive momentum. I see your heartache when unity feels out of reach. Lay that pain before me, and trust that I can weave good even from broken threads. Sometimes, the best defense is persistent compassion, given freely in the darkest hour. Extend that kindness, allowing it to penetrate stubborn walls of hostility. If negativity surfaces, answer it with dignity rather than malice, ensuring no wedge can form where my nurturing presence shines steadfastly. Stir your faith again whenever fatigue clouds your hope. Weariness can tempt you to resign from the fight for harmony. Yet, through renewed trust, you gain fresh resolve to protect what matters most. A single determined act of patience can halt a chain reaction of strife. If you believe I fortify your efforts, type, I draw strength from the source that never fails. When accusations fly, intentionally seek the truth behind the anger. Most often, hidden pain fuels outbursts. Answer with empathy, remembering that your calm response can soothe the fiercest raging. In this manner, you make room for solutions grounded in humility rather than conflict. My support is unrelenting when you aim to safeguard unity. Confronting issues with openness lessens tension, securing your home against silent, festering wounds. Beware of unaddressed jealousy, for it crumbles even the strongest relationships. Cultivate transparency among those you love, and trust my guidance to unravel any twisted motives. Applaud each other's successes wholeheartedly, and see how envy dissipates. I grant you discernment to detect harmful dynamics in their earliest stages. By exposing insecurities to the light of honesty, you banish disaster from the corridors of your sacred dwelling. Extend your hands to those burdened by shame, lifting them before resentment can whisper that isolation is their only option. Know that I delight in restoring broken spirits. By walking side by side, you repel the shadows that encroach on lonely minds. Let your empathy reflect my unwavering devotion, drawing hearts closer rather than pushing them away. Where care flourishes, misfortune loses its power to disrupt. Stay humble, especially when you believe you have all the answers. Arrogance blinds you to the subtle signs of brewing turmoil. Remain receptive to correction, aware that lessons often come through unexpected sources. I stand with you, guiding your progress so you do not walk into unseen traps. If this resonates with the longing in your spirit, type, I accept guidance and release all stubborn pride. Regard each argument not as a showdown to be won, but as a crossroad that tests your dedication to compassion. Recognize my hand in every opportunity to exchange strife for growth. Listen earnestly to grievances and strive for peaceful resolution over quick triumph. Love abounds where winning is secondary to preserving unity. In that atmosphere, calamity finds no entry, thwarted by hearts united in purpose and fortified by my sustaining grace. Do not store your bitterness in cold silence, speak truth seasoned with humility instead. Confront issues before they rot into irreparable damage. When loved ones see your willingness to address discomfort for the sake of unity, mistrust eases. My counsel lights your steps, preventing you from stumbling in darkness. Continue on this path of earnest dialogue and watch as the seeds of potential disaster fail to sprout in your midst. Refuse to let grudges poison the wellspring of your relationships. Forgiveness might feel costly, yet clinging to anger costs far more. By releasing resentment, you deny the cycle of destructive tension its hold. My grace empowers these acts of clemency, fueling hope where despair once flourished. If you embrace this liberating choice, type, I choose forgiveness and trust in divine restoration. Believe that consistent benevolence reshapes the hardest hearts. Your steady kindness can dissolve barriers that fear constructs. I pour out strength for each act of goodwill, fortifying the unity that shields you from peril. Offer no room for grudges, lest they erupt into full-blown chaos. Through generosity of spirit, you dim the appeal of hostility. Keep building upon compassion, and misfortune will wither before it can mature into tragedy. Each exchange you share carries the potential to strengthen or fracture bonds. Regard your words as instruments of healing rather than weapons. I encourage you to approach every misunderstanding with open ears, prepared to listen deeply. In so doing, you invite my calming presence to transform possible rifts into renewed connections. Where such awareness flourishes, strife loses momentum, and no threat can breach your steadfast unity of purpose. Release your disappointments into my keeping, refusing to let them fester into animosity. Healing springs up when grievances are acknowledged and resolved rather than buried. Seek reconciliation earnestly, trusting that each humble effort nurtures lasting protection against tragedy. I remain watchful, ready to bolster your resolve the moment your courage falters. If you affirm these words, type, I reach for hope and welcome a shield of perfect peace.